Welcome back to the ZVJ podcast. We got Zach, we got Vlad, we got JC here. So today we're going to be talking about our Reds getting swept by the Mariners. We'll start with you, Zach. Do you have any thoughts on the series? How did it go? And what do you think we can improve on?
I mean, the bats weren't cold, to be expected. I kind of didn't have a great feeling going into this one. I don't know. Seattle obviously has great pitching. They found the zone, and I think that kind of doesn't really play into an already. Felt like they were struggling. I mean, the White Sox is kind of like playing the White Sox is just like a spring training game that counts. I feel like. So you're kind of, but we've had some guys struggling. Obviously some unlucky batted balls with the weather being crappy and having the roof open, especially Thursday or Tuesday night. But yeah, just really good pitching from Seattle the whole series. I thought Abbott was pretty good today. Obviously it kind of just started with Montas on Monday, just not a good start at all. Kind of felt like that set the tone for the series, but not a great matchup. I mean, it's always a tough place to play for whatever reason, but just get out of there and be much better playing the Angels this weekend.
Vlad, any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just glad the series is over. Having to face Kirby, Gilbert, and Miller is
Yeah,
not exactly ideal for a series either. And then not having Candelario the last 2 days after already having a couple guys injured and out certainly doesn't help. And like we said, the ballpark conditions also didn't help. Having to use the bullpen earlier in the series was certainly not a help either. Montas was pretty much a disaster. Hunter's stuff looked really good, but he just had no idea where the ball was going. Personally, I think he needs to just trust the splitter more. I think it's a good pitch, but the fastball and slider aren't going to get a whole lot of swing and miss. I think hitters can at least foul those two pitches off a lot. So I just think he needs to throw the splitter a little bit more if he wants to go a little deeper into games. But like I said, glad the series is over and getting to play at home this weekend against the Angels is a little bit better of a matchup.
Absolutely. So we're going to go over a couple of questions from Reddit that were on the series. So what did you think about, obviously, a play that changed some momentum last night was when Elly De La Cruz got thrown out at third and Jake Fraley did not score his run. Who do you think that is on? Do you think it's on Elly to not make the third out at third, or do you think that's just the price you pay when you're aggressive sometimes?
I mean, it's not a very smart baseball play because Ellie's scoring on another. I don't know who. Let's see, Martini had the hit. Who's he pinch hitting for? Was it Stu?
Stu.
So whoever was Espinal? No, he wasn't getting a hit, but if he was, you're scoring on a hit anyway. If there's another hit, so I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of going first to third on a ball in the left center right there. I mean, it was an amazing play by Julio, but and he's probably, I mean, that same ball, same read, he's probably safe, 90 to 95 out of 100 times right there. But I don't know, the awareness is, I love the aggressiveness. Like it's like it sucks. It's a terrible play. I mean, it kind of killed any sort of chance they had, but it was a great play. I mean, you don't want him to stop being aggressive. So if that's part of it, then that's going to be part of it. But it really did feel like the whole series, all of our aggressive base running plays, none of them paid off. like they all were in Chicago. They were against the Mets. They were, just in the past they were paying off, but I guess this is what happens. I mean, Fraley got thrown out a couple times stealing bags. One of them was weird, like he was in there and then fell off the base at third. So I mean that's kind of just comes with it, but I mean it's not a play you want to make in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, I do think Fraley slowed up a little bit going to home on that play. And I'm not going to be mad at the fastest guy in baseball really trying to take an extra base. I do think he might have been able to avoid that tag. I could be wrong, but I feel like if he slid left a little bit, I think he might have been able to get out of the way of it. Not a base running expert by any means, um, but I don't know. In the whole series, it just felt like if the game got more than a 1 run differential, it felt like it was going to be impossible to come back. Especially today when there's a 2-1 game and then Sims comes in and the first pitch he throws is hit out. It felt like the game was over right then and there. So I don't know. The base running miscues and throwouts just obviously didn't help because it felt like every single run that the Reds scored was game changing.
Totally agree. Yeah, that there are a couple balls that were spanked by us in that game last night that just didn't. I think you texted, you said that the Encarnacion Strand had a BABIP of 900 or something like that.
Yeah, the expected batting average, it was a fly out to like dead center. It was like 109 off the bat, expected batting average of like 900. And it was a fly out, like pretty routine to the warning track.
And then the Spencer Steer one that Rodriguez had a great play on.
Yeah, there were multiple steer at bats that he kind of got robbed on. He had a
The
hard
whole
ground
series
today.
too.
Yeah.
So now we're going to switch gears a little bit and we're going to talk about your trip to, is it called Comiskey Park or is it not anymore?
Great, I think, right?
Guaranteed Rate Field. How was it? What was it like? And how was the game?
I'll have Vlog kick this one off. But
It was a ballpark that I hadn't seen yet. So if I'm not mistaken, that's my 15th. So I'm halfway there. If not, it's 14th, but I'm close either way. I mean, personally, I didn't think there was anything special about the stadium, but I didn't have anything to necessarily complain about either. And we saw a pretty good game. Crochet had been on fire, and then the Reds put 5 on him in the second. But other than that, it was pretty much a barn burner pitcher's duel. Lodolo, it was his first start back. He looked incredible.
he was awesome.
Yeah, just getting to see a new stadium is always a good time. So.
Oh yeah, it was also my first time. Yeah, no, it's a pretty basic stadium, I'd say. I thought the food I had was pretty good. I'll give them that. It was good food. But no, there was nothing really terrible about it. Although the batter's eye is like egregiously big and ugly in center field, and like you can't see the scoreboard from anywhere. It's like behind the batter's eye. It makes no sense. So that's the one big complaint I have about the ball. I don't know. I'm a bit of like a ballpark arena stadium kind of junkie, I guess. I don't know. I like going to new places and as many places as I can. No, but it was fine. It was a decent fan experience. It wasn't bad, wasn't great. Very average ballpark, I'd say, but obviously good game. Quick and easy game. I mean, the White Sox are just like even more pathetic in person than they are on TV. So
Yeah. Forgot to mention, we also heard "Sell the Team" chants at the end of the game.
we did hear all the team.
That was the first time I've ever heard that, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
We'll take another question from Reddit. This is interesting. Is Lodolo this good, or are the White Sox that bad?
I want to say both.
Both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would agree. I do think, I mean, don't get me wrong, Lodolo's stuff is filthy, and he made a lot of hitters look not like major league hitters. Um,
Well,
but
I mean, half of them aren't major league hitters.
exactly. So I wouldn't expect, what was it, five or six innings of one hit baseball.
Yeah, 5 2/3, something like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect that every start. But I mean, the
No.
stuff doesn't lie. The stuff was disgusting. I think there was two or three pitches that hit batters that were swung at.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So that tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, it was big to get that sweep. Can't afford to lose games to caliber team like the White Sox. So now we're gonna go fourth. We're heading to the Angels series. What can we expect out of the Angels series coming up?
Zach, I'll let you.
From the Angels or just in the series specifically?
Just in the series, anything you want to talk about from the Angels Reds?
Well, the Angels, I mean, they're pretty bad, but they played actually some decent baseball to start the season. So they're not exactly as much of a pushover as the White Sox by any stretch of the imagination. They still do have one of the greatest baseball players of all time playing for them. So always fun to see Mike Trout. I'm excited to see that, to see him. Pitching will not be good. I don't know it's Anderson, Sandoval, and who's Sunday?
Soriano.
Sort of, yeah, it's not great. Hopefully the bats can start to heat up. I don't know what the weather's like this weekend, but I'm assuming it'll be a little warmer than um it has been recently, but at least where the Reds have been. Um, but yeah, I don't know, hoping for better. I mean, hopefully Sunday Montas can get back into a better groove. Wasn't very good 2 starts ago and was awful Monday, so that'll be big to something to look out for. And then again, I don't know, I'm looking forward to see what Lodolo does. But he's going Friday, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So again, not a great lineup, but definitely much better than the White Sox. So it'll be a bit more of a test. Still not, the toughest of tests, but I don't know, I'm looking forward to see if he can at least be somewhat similar to what he was on Saturday, and also how long they let him go. I don't know if they're still kind of limiting him or when they're ready to really just let him go as long as he can. So just those will be things I'll be looking out for. I'm sure they'll be fine. The offense will be fine. The pitching has been fine for the most part. So hopefully just get back on track.
Yeah, I agree. Only somewhat kind of concern I have is they face two lefties. So we won't have per se our best nine out there. Presume Fraley doesn't play or start either day. But I mean, it's the Angels and their pitching isn't really anything to stress about. So hopefully they can put some runs up and just go in there with a vengeance after what's happened the past 3 days.
So now we're going to play a quick positive negative game. So you're going to give me one player who you feel positively about coming into the series and one player that you feel needs to pick it up a little bit.
Okay. I'll start. I think the obvious player to pick it up is Jonathan India. I think he struck out looking 3 times today, and he's 0 for his last 23, I want to say. So definitely needs to pick it up. It looks like he's just swinging right through pretty middle fastball. So I don't know what the deal is. I think he's also taking the most amount of pitches across all of baseball. So I don't know. I mean, I don't mind the conservative approach, but there comes a point where you actually do have to hit the ball, especially when it's a good pitch to hit. But in terms of player that I'm pleased with, um, the results haven't necessarily been there, but Tyler Stevenson's hitting the ball really well. His big thing has been ground balls, and he's starting to hit the ball a little harder on the line. Just kind of using middle off of the field. So, I mean, I think a lot of people forget who he was as a hitter 2 years ago. Even though his season was cut short, he was an over 300 hitter, looked like he was going to be their all-star, and it felt like he was going to hit a line drive up the middle every single at bat. So if you can get him back to some kind of form, I think you're in good shape there.
Yeah, so I guess going into this, so is it someone I think will have a good series against the Angels, or someone
Sure.
that's been playing well? Okay,
Sure.
kind of under the radar, I think, I mean, as you said, Anderson and Sandoval, two lefties there. I think Stu could have a big series. He didn't have a great week in Seattle. I mean, he started off the season pretty well. I don't know. I feel like Stu could have a big Friday and Saturday. Maybe he starts to hit for a little more power. I don't know if he has an extra base hit yet. So he's been hitting the ball okay, but it's all singles. I don't know, maybe a couple doubles or a homer, something like that. So I don't know. I feel good about maybe him getting uh back on track, kind of at least power wise against lefties. Then on the other side, I mean, obviously India is the obvious pick, but uh, I don't know. Will Benson is kind of again tough matchup for him this weekend. I don't know if he'll be out there against Sandoval or Anderson, but I mean, he actually has been a lot better left on left this year. So Martini had, I think, what, 3 hits in one game against lefties, Chicago. So they've all been good left on left. Benson's hitting the ball hard, but I'd like, especially against right-handed pitching, maybe a little more launch here and there. But no, he's fine. But I don't know, maybe not a great series matchup for him, or Fraley for that matter. But no reason to be concerned or anything. Just I don't think it's a great matchup. I don't think the matchups really fit well, especially left on left those first 2 games.
Yeah, for the person I want to step up, I'm going to take Santi. We're close.
He's terrible, man.
Um,
Like uncompetitive.
yeah, yeah, not taking a good team. Maybe he's
No,
um, doesn't have a very physical frame either. Um,
Ellie does not.
a man who does have a very physical frame is a person who I was kind of impressed with is CES. He had 2
Yeah,
doubles in, I believe it was game 1 of the series, hitting the ball hard. I think he'll find his way.
for sure. Yeah.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to make a tier list of teams. We're going to talk about your favorite team for a couple minutes or so. And if you don't want to watch the whole thing, you just want to see your teams, don't worry. I'll probably post every single team. So we have these 6 tiers that we came up with. We have World Series, playoffs, playoff contention, bad but fun, bad, and then 50 feet of crap. So we'll start off with Arizona Diamondbacks. Where are we putting them? You think?
I mean, personally, I'd go with playoff contention.
I agree.
Yeah, don't feel like they're as good as well, I mean, actually, they're probably better than they were last year, but the playoff run, I think, kind of uh I guess inaccurately changed the public perception again, my opinion, because in all reality, they weren't that good of a team last year. They just snuck into the playoffs and went crazy. So um I don't think they'll make the playoffs, but they should be in the mix at least.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, kind of sad. Your friend from school, Geraldo Perdomo, is having surgery. I think I saw. So that's a tough loss.
Tough.
For the Waller season.
It is Jordan Waller season, yeah.
How about the Braves?
I think this one's an easy one.
I think you're underselling them if it's not World Series.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
Ride or out, I'd still think their lineup is filthy.
yeah. Not much to comment on there.
Yeah, not much to comment on there. I think we made the right choice here. How about the Orioles?
Same for sure.
Yeah,
World
they
Series,
are
yeah.
hitting the crap out of the ball.
They're awesome. I love the Orioles. I mean, I just hope they get enough starting pitching over the course of the year because I want to say they're like undefeated in games started by Grayson Rodriguez and Corbin Burns, and then like they're like 3-6 in games started by everyone else or something. I don't know.
I do think they're getting Bradish back soon.
Hopefully Bradish is as good as he was last year. Yeah, we'll see, but certainly World Series contender for me. Strong World Series, possibly the favorite, honestly, especially in the AL.
Question: any concern about Jackson Holiday at all?
No,
Okay.
Not at all.
How about the Boston Red Sox?
I'll go playoff contention. I
Okay.
don't know. What about you, Vlad?
I'm gonna say bad but fun.
I can understand that. I don't know. They were one of the teams preseason I thought would be maybe a little better than expected. I don't think they'll make the playoffs or anything, but I don't know. I think generally a lot of people were saying like, you know, I don't. I think they'll be around 500 or close to it, and I guess maybe if they were in the National League, it would be more of the playoff contention tier. But I'll be okay with the bad but fun.
Tanner Houck with a complete game shutout today. I like his stuff. I think they're fun. All right, time to get to a division rival. We have the Cubs.
I'd say put them there with Arizona in playoff contention. Does that feel?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think that feels good.
yeah. I mean, if they don't win the division, I think so. I think we're gonna have a lot of NL Central teams in that playoff contention too. At least three of them. Uh, it's kind of if they don't win the division, they'll potentially be in the mix there for the wild card. I'm not as high on the Cubs as some people are. I don't think I think they finished in third in the division. I don't think they're better than the Brewers or the Reds. But obviously a long, long way to go. But I think they'll be in the mix for sure.
Yeah, anybody stand out to you so far on the Cubs?
I mean, Michael Bush has been
Mm-hmm.
incredible, but yeah, I
think
mean,
Suzuki's on IL. Him and Bush
yeah,
were their two offensive threats so far. So that's
yeah. And Kyle Hendricks is done. Like, it's not good.
Mm-hmm.
The 85 isn't working anymore.
Yep.
I think we know
White
where we're going
Sox.
with this one.
yeah. If you've listened up until now, I think you know where they stand.
Yep. All right, our team now. Where are we putting them?
I think in that playoff contention,
Playoff contention?
yeah, Hopefully that, I mean, let's probably stand pat from what, I mean, I don't know if Law, you disagree, but
No, I think if it weren't for injuries and suspensions, I would
yeah,
be a little more inclined to put playoffs.
I agree. Yeah.
Yes,
It's just
100%.
some of the lineups they are forced to run out right now. It's a little hesitant.
Yes.
Definitely. Definitely. And we'll talk more about the Reds, as you know. This is a Reds podcast. How about the Guardians?
You might call me crazy for this, but I kind of want to put them in playoffs.
Playoffs. Interesting.
I think they're the best team in the AL Central. And I don't know. I might be like way out on that. Obviously, like I'm totally fine if we put them like somewhere else, but I think they're really good. I mean, their pitching is obviously like insane, but and I don't know. I think their lineup's good enough to get them by. And I don't know. I think last year was more of a fluke than anything, in my opinion, with them. I don't know, I'm interested to hear what Vlad has to say.
I would put them in contention
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
because I mean the lineup might be good enough, but it's still not great.
Yeah.
And more power to them. Like I think they have the best record in the league right now. They're playing good baseball. Uh, I just think they're not necessarily a lock to make the playoffs. So that's what kind of makes me put
Yeah.
back attention. And
And honestly, right now, we're probably not going to have that playoffs tier is probably going to be pretty empty if we're being honest.
Mhm.
I think the biggest thing is at least coming into the season, the Twins were heavy favorite, and right now they're down their closer Royce Lewis and Carlos
Yeah.
Mencia, who are arguably like the three best players on the entire roster. Um, so I think obviously getting them back will help them out a lot because the Twins' offense has really struggled with them being out.
Yeah.
So
I don't think it's inconceivable that the Twins finish in third or fourth. And if anything, it's due to injury luck, really. It's not
yeah,
really
I think
their
the
fault.
biggest question is if they can stay afloat until like June.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm. Agree.
So we'll have to see. I mean, it'll play out how it plays out.
No.
Colorado Rockies. Where are we putting them?
I'd give them a bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think they're White Sox bad.
I don't think so either. Like they got some guys that'll. The pitching is White Sox bad, but
Yeah.
they got some fun guys in the lineup. I love Nolan Jones. Ryan McMahon has been like one of the best hitters in baseball to start this year. I don't
He
know if
really has. Yeah.
anybody's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Ezekiel Tovar has actually just had a nice start too. Um,
happy holidays to everyone who celebrate for the yearly Chris Bryant IL trip that happened today. So
that he'll show up in August or September and play 5 games and go deep against the Cubs or something, and then
yeah,
call it a career. And
Mhm.
he plays when he wants, you know.
Great call out there, Vlad. Um, yeah, I agree. Nolan Jones is a 2021 MLB The Show legend, though.
yeah,
Zach, you used to kill me with Nolan Jones.
Love Nolan
Even he
Jones.
was on the Guardians. Um, how about the Tigers?
I think it's
Playoff contention.
unreasonable to say bad or bad but fun. So playoff contention.
Yeah. I
Playoff
mean,
contention?
they were my pick to win the AL Central before, just because I don't know, I really like that pitching. Um, and I think big years from Torkelson, Green, and they've got like a decent supporting cast. Like it's not great. Like Kerry Carpenter's solid.
Mhm.
I don't know, they've got guys. It's not like they're terrible running, but that pitching is so. I mean, Tarek Skubal is like the best pitcher in baseball. I feel like.
Yes, super underrated.
Like he legitimately might win the Cy Young. He might be the favorite at this. I don't. Who else would it be? Like he's so good.
Reagan looked pretty good.
Yeah, Reagan.
Reagan, yeah. Um, no, yeah, they'll definitely be in the mix, I think.
I think for me, it's like disrespectful to put them any lower.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. Javier Baez, though, just having him in a lineup, I just there's something I don't trust about that.
Yeah, it's fair.
How about the Astros?
I think this might be our first playoffs tier team.
Playoffs. Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah, and obviously like a horrific start to the season, but they'll be fine. Don't
They get
worry.
Yeah.
Verlander back on Friday too.
Yeah, no, they'll be fine. Um,
I think
yeah,
legitimately, I think in 3 weeks, there's easily a way you could move them up the World Series.
I mean that bullpen is just unbelievable. Like
Yeah,
I know it hasn't been like that good so far, which is kind of shocking, but they'll be fine. Like, but in a playoff series, like those games are done in the sixth inning. You get to Abreu, Presley, and Hader. I mean,
Right.
I think if they just get in, it's you would be terrified to face them.
oh yeah.
Do you think they'll win the West?
Um, I
They've got,
I still think so. Yes. Um, I don't know. I'm not really sold on Texas, really. Yeah, that was another one of my kind of bold predictions before the season that neither World Series team would make the playoffs this year. Um, I think because in all reality, I think there's going to be one or maybe even two teams in the AL that win, you know, 89, 90 games that miss the playoffs just because there's, a number of teams. And it's going to be someone of Toronto, Texas, Houston, Seattle, um, that kind of group right there. And I don't know, I just don't think Texas has the pitching. So yeah, I'm going to go with Houston right now. Although I'm excited to see what Jack Leiter can.
yeah, he's completely turned it around.
Yeah.
We talk about young superstars all the time. How about the Royals?
I feel like they're pretty easy, bad, but fun
I agree.
category.
I
Don't look too much into their hot start.
Yeah, there's just not much of a supporting cast on offense. Uh, props to their rotation. The rotation's been really good, but the bullpen is a little scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Do you think Sal Perez will be able to keep up this torrid pace?
I don't know. I mean, it feels like I saw this the other day. It feels like he's 37 or 38. He's 33.
Is
Wow.
he actually?
And it feels like he's been around
No
for
way.
at least 15, 16 years. But he's only 33.
That's crazy.
I mean, he's always hit. So I'm not going to expect anything else to change until it happens.
All right, the Reds series foe here, the Angels.
Uh, I feel like bad. Yeah.
We'll go
Bad.
bad.
Not quite 50 feet of crap and not quite fun.
Yeah, I'm with
They've
you.
been very competitive so far. But I don't know. That's just like a bad roster, man. Logan O'Hoppe is good. Taylor Ward is good.
Yeah.
Obviously Trout's good, but man, that pitching is just gross. Ugh,
They
it's
have so many
not in a
weapons.
good way.
I feel like, I mean, the entire pitching staff and Robert Stevenson, their big signings out for the year now.
Mhm.
But I mean, like you said, Trout's good, O'Hoppe's good, Ward's good. Other than that, there's a bunch of wild cards. I mean,
Yeah,
Chantel, Neto, Drury, you can go on and on and on. But
Rendon.
I mean, yeah. It's actually, I mean, you could only pick it up after his start, but it's actually played better.
Yeah.
All right, America's team, Maybe not really. The Dodgers. Are we saying
Yeah.
World Series or are we saying playoffs?
World Series, no doubt.
Series.
Yeah.
Here's a question though. Do you think they're better than the Braves?
With Strider being out, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, their lineup 7 to 9 isn't great, but the top six are ridiculous. The rotation will be ridiculous, and it's already ridiculous. I mean, once they get Miller back, Kershaw back, bullpen's fine, so I would take them.
Glass now looks really, really good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And honestly,
Yep.
Yamamoto should be fine.
yeah. I think for Yamamoto, if anything, right now it's just the fastball.
Yeah.
Yep. For any of you MLB The Show viewers out there, Vlad has he told me he has 52 Tyler Glasnows.
Investing,
Investment.
Brian, he's going diamond.
All right. How about Zach, your Marlins?
50 feet of crap.
7 feet of crap.
57. Okay. Interesting. Talk a little bit about the Marlins because you were of the unpopular opinion that the Marlins would be absolutely terrible this year, and looks like you're right. Talk about why you thought that and why you think that.
It is something I got right at least. I said they would be the worst team in baseball. Although the White Sox are kind of taking that title very quickly. No, I mean the Marlins just have so many pitching injuries because they have a good rotation when healthy, but Sandy's out, Yuri Perez is out. And honestly, right now it's just Braxton Garrett's out too, I think. I mean, it's just Luzardo and
Edward
Blanking.
Cabrera actually looked really good.
Edward Cabrera. He did look good,
Huh.
yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean that's all they got. Jake Berger's good. He just went on the IL. Outside of that, lineup is not good. Bullpen is terrible outside of Tanner Scott, who never even gets a chance. No, it's just not a good team. I don't. There's nothing really there to in its current state and what it will be for the season. Not good. I mean, if they were healthy, they also wouldn't be good, but they'd be much ahead of the 50 feet of crap. But yeah, no, not a very good team.
Yeah, I'll just say the lineup is really bad when you're playing Javi Garcia almost every day.
Yes.
And yeah, Tanner Scott screams Dodger at the deadline to me.
Great prediction. How about the Brewers? Brewers, I assume playoff contention.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask: are the Brewers still the team to beat in the NL Central?
I'd say no, but
Okay.
I would say yes, just because I feel like they figure it out every year until someone takes that away from them. I feel like the division's theirs. But I mean I think that lineup is a little better actually than they get credit for. Yelich has looked really good. I know he's hurt now, but
I don't know.
yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of regression upcoming with like the more support with the supporting cast of that team. Yelich is really good.
Yelich has been good. Honestly, William Contreras might be the best catcher in the league. I don't know if that's that unfair to say.
Like,
If you look at Contreras' numbers, offense and defense, I might take you there. But Churio's been okay. I don't really like some of their other players. I mean, Adames has been okay. I don't think any of us like Sal Frelick.
Nope.
So that's all I'll say.
no.
That's all I'll say.
Sal, you're hated on this channel, my friend.
Yeah. All right, Sal. I don't know. You might be a nice guy off the field, but
He might be the nicest guy.
Wait till we get to the Mets. We have someone better.
Oh boy. Yep. All right, Vlad. You're gonna get this one now. The Twins.
I think it's unfair to put them in playoffs, and they're not a bad team by any means. So put them in playoff contention.
I absolutely agree.
I just
Talk
think
about
when they're right, they can definitely run away with the division. Everyone's on the field. I mean, that's been the biggest question mark with their team for like the last half decade. But it's true, when everyone's on the field, they're a really good team.
So what's going on with Edouard Julien this season? Not a great start for him.
Yeah, he's struggled a little bit. He is strictly a platoon player as well. He does not play against lefties. Um, I do think eventually, though, Brooks Lee will come up and they might end up platooning. So instead of Julian's platoon being a Kyle Farmer, shout out Kyle Farmer, it'll be Brooks Lee. I know Max Kepler's hurt right now. Royce Lewis is hurt. Duran's hurt. So they're pretty banged up right now. But I'll say shout out to Alex Kirilloff and Ryan Jeffers, because if they've had any offense, which has been very little, it's been them. So
Is Buxton done? Like, is he washed for good, hitting wise?
I wouldn't say washed. I just think he's been on and off the field so inconsistently. In terms of timing and hitting, it might take a while. But yeah, right now it doesn't look good.
All right, how about the Mets?
We might be getting a record number of people in the playoff contention, but I kind of like the
All right.
Mets. I don't know.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
based off
I'm with
of
you.
our recent history with David Stern teams, I wouldn't count the Mets out. If they, I don't know, I feel like they might fall out if they don't really go and do anything at the deadline, and they might be, I don't want to say peaking, but might be overperforming and overachieving a little bit. But they're fun, and they've played really well the last, I think they've won 10 of their last 12 or something like that. So
You know who had 3 hits today?
Was it Mr. Tyrone?
It was Mr. Tyrone.
Oh
Tyrone
no.
Taylor.
and
We don't rock with Tyrone here.
Tyrone. I'm
old
sorry.
friend Harrison Bader had the big home run too.
He
Oh yes,
did.
Harrison.
He's
More
got a
than he
beard
hit as a
now.
rep.
He's got a beard and he cut all his hair off.
We got to predict who our first MLB guest is going to be, because it's going to happen one day. We're going to get an MLB guest.
Stu Fairchild.
Stu Fairchild, that'd be electric.
Ian Jabot. I'd love to talk to Ian Jabot.
Yes,
I'll
Ian
see
Jabot.
TJ Antone. TJ Antone's got a lot of free time on his plate right now.
He
So.
does.
TJ Antone. Yeah, we got to start. Sending the DMs their way. All right, Juan Soto and the New York Yankees.
I'll go playoffs or World Series. I'd say playoffs. Yeah.
I'm gonna go
Okay.
playoffs as well.
Playoffs, yeah.
Yep.
I would say if they had a little more consistency, 5 through 9, I would maybe put them World Series, but
Also, the rotation isn't great without
Yeah.
Cole. Like, it's
But-
fine, but it's not great.
shout out to Anthony Volpe though. He looks pretty nice.
Mhm.
Very improved from last year. I think Judge will figure it out, obviously. And Soto looks like the best player on the planet right now.
Bobby Witt.
Ooh.
Fair.
Yeah. That's a tough debate though. We'll definitely have one later. How about the A's?
Hear me out. Bad but fun.
Bad but fun. Why are they fun, Zach?
I don't know. They just got. They're not actually. They're definitely bad, but like I don't know. Like I kind of enjoy watching A's baseball. Like I want to watch Mason Miller pitch. Like
Mason
dude
Miller
is
is fun.
chucking 104. Like
He
and
is
then, I don't
fun.
know, Zach Geloff has always put together a good AB. I don't know, Shea Langoliers has kind of been inflated by his 3-homer game, but Brent Rooker is fine, and Esteury Ruiz is actually hitting okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's one of the fastest men in baseball. I don't know, like
That
there's
that
definitely much worse watches than the A's right now in
I
baseball.
have not watched the A's all season, just full full truth here. But that sounds fun to me.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And Paul Blackburn has been incredible so far. Um, I don't know. Our boy Joe Boyle, though, I don't think is having as much success.
Ah, boy.
Yeah.
Sorry, Joe. Joe, you're welcome. Come on.
Yeah, we would
Anytime.
love to have Joe.
How about the Phillies? The Reds have played them.
Probably playoffs, no? Yeah.
I would say playoffs. Yeah.
Maybe playoffs now. I would, to be brutally honest, I would think about World Series, but I think playoffs are a little safer.
Yeah, do you think they're on the same tier as LA and the Braves?
I think, I mean, regular season, no, but they've got the playoff experience and
Yeah.
their bullpen's pretty disgusting, and they've got a solid lineup 1 through 9. So,
Yep.
and they've got 2 studs. Well, you could make an argument for 4, to be honest, but they've got 2 really good starters up front.
Totally agree. Schwarber, Turner, Harper, Real Muto, our friend Nick Castellanos. That's a pretty
Struggling.
good.
He's been terrible.
He has been terrible.
Like
That's a great
really
point.
bad.
That's a great point.
Oh, the Phillies are kind of like the reverse Dodgers. I don't know. They always kind of sleepwalk through the regular season, or I don't know, and turn it on in the playoffs. Like they have a roster built for the playoffs.
Yeah.
The
I just
Dodgers
think
always
with
have
the NL
luck.
too. With the NL, I mean, they seem to have the Braves number every single year.
Yeah,
And we know what the Dodgers do in October. So,
Dodgers won't even make it to play a Phillies. So
yeah, put 2 and 2 together, and I think they've got a shot at going out with the pennant.
for sure.
How about the Pirates?
I'm going bad but fun.
Bad
Yeah.
but fun.
Yeah,
I think they're, to be honest, I think they're closer to playoff contention than they are bad.
I agree. Oh, absolutely.
I agree.
I think they're still 1 year away.
At least, 1 or 2, in my opinion.
Yeah. Um, I I know I saw some people like trying like comparing them to like last year's Reds. I don't think they'll be like that close to contention. But the start is definitely different than last year's random ass 20-8 start or whatever they got off to. Like they're definitely improved. There's especially that pitching staff that could be really fucking good in the next. Excuse my
Yeah,
language.
it's a little
Really,
scary.
really really good in the next few. I mean, Jared Jones is insane. He could be better than Paul Skeens, like legitimately. And that's nothing against Paul Skeens, but I don't know. I might be way off there, but he's really good. Mitch Keller is still good. I don't know. That's not a revolution you want to face for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think I love Jared Jones as much as anybody. I secretly picked him to win Rookie of the Year, but then I was forced to change my decision. But I did say him.
You
Um,
did. You did.
he's
Yeah.
he's very good. He's got multiple disgusting pitches. I still think Skeens will be better. Uh, I mean, can't deny the fastball. And then I think he throws. This is Skeens. I think he throws 3 different versions of a slider. It's like a sweeper,
Hmm.
something a little more soft, and then like a hammer curve. And he's also got um, the Johan Duran splinker that he's been working on too. So that's fun. Um, Mitch Keller hasn't pitched great to start this year, but I mean, if he's a solid number 3, that's really all you need right now. But I think a year of development and getting some more prospects through the system will maybe lead to some wild card noise next year.
I mean, it's not out of the question that they make noise this year either. Like, it's definitely possible, but I'd say pretty unlikely.
Yeah, totally with you. Pirates fans, you have a bright future. All right, how about the Padres
Playoff contention.
playoff contention? I agree with you on that. Jackson Merrill, I think he's a fun watch.
Yeah.
All the Jacksons are taking over. They're taking over baseball now. We got Chorio, Holiday, and Merrill. Anything about the Padres that stands out to you?
I just think there's too much talent for them to not be, or for them to be ignored for a playoff contender. And I will be honest, I was not high on Jackson Merrill at all. I didn't really, I don't know, wasn't high on my prospect list, but he's definitely made the move to center field make a little, yeah, he's made the move to center look a little bit easier than I thought it would be for him. He's actually looked pretty decent out there, and he's hit. So,
All right, how about the San Francisco Giants?
Probably bad but fun for me.
Bad but fun.
yeah, I think it's for me at least. I don't, I don't know that they're a fun watch necessarily,
No, they're not. I was gonna say
but
that.
but I wouldn't put them in the bad category. Like I think they're
No,
good enough.
Mhm.
Don't get the category twisted. It's not fun watching them.
Yeah,
it's fun watching the other four teams, not the Giants. Don't watch the Giants, please.
Yeah.
Save yourself.
yep, totally agree. Our arch nemesis, the Seattle Mariners,
I think playoff contention, yeah.
playoff contention.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Think
watch
the-
them. Julio is very good at baseball.
Yeah. I think the floor is playoff contention. I mean, they've got all the pitching to do it. It just depends on. I mean, Julio is notorious for being a bad first half hitter.
Yeah.
So I expect the offense to be gradually better as the season progresses.
All right. As the people from Grinnell College call it, the Lou, St. Louis Cardinals.
For me, it's either bad or bad but fun. I'm still not moved by the Cardinals. I never understood the preseason like favorites in the division. Like they're just not good. The pitching stinks. Like it's pathetic. I don't know.
Sonny Gray ain't moving the
Some
needle
days
for
awesome,
you.
but no, like it's one guy. They just, I don't know. I'm not, and I don't think the lineup's all that great. Jordan Walker, like, might, I don't know, like he's got to start doing something.
Yeah.
We might be talking about him in bust territory, but
His play in the field doesn't back that up either. Oh my goodness.
um,
I'd go bad personally.
You'd go bad.
I'm okay with that too. Yeah, I'll go bad.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're by far the worst team in the NL Central. Is that too crazy to say?
No, I agree.
There's just so many question marks. I mean, their guys um, are getting up there in age a little bit, and the younger guys, I wouldn't say have question marks. It's just how much of a ceiling they really have.
They also never produced at the major league level either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they have a lot of these, especially the hitting prospects. They have a lot of these guys that put up pretty crazy numbers in the minors, and then it levels out in the majors. So I don't. There's just a lot that needs to be seen from them.
How about the Rays?
I feel like this is the hardest team for me. I don't know.
Yes, I was just about. You read my mind.
I feel like just because they're it's like you can't put them in anything bad. I don't know. Like
I feel like you have to do playoff contention.
yeah, probably the
Yeah, but
safest.
how much of a playoff contender are they? Do you take them seriously as a playoff contender?
Good point.
I mean, based off the AL, with I mean, there's a lot outside of the Orioles. There's major question marks for every other team. So I think it's fair to say they're a playoff contender, and they've turned Ben Rortvedt and Jose Caballero into like above average hitters so far.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
I wouldn't bet against.
That's
Yeah, I'm
definitely
a fan
fair.
of Flawed, dude. Yeah.
Definitely fair. Shout out Jose Siri, who Vlad and I talked about on our 2019 prospect list.
Yeah.
Was told by a few family members that they enjoyed that video. Um, the Rangers also playoff contention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I
that
Oh,
one's pretty self-explanatory. Kind
Yeah.
of talked about them before.
Yeah. Like the lineup, I do think the rotation will gradually get better.
Yeah.
I Lorenzen is starting here soon, I think, for them. If I don't know if he already did.
He did against Detroit, I think, the other day.
I mean, they've got him now. Tyler Mahle will be here at some point. Uh, I don't know what DeGrom and Scherzer's status is, but yeah, I mean,
If they played in the AL Central, they'd be like easily locked playoffs. Like it's just a really tough division, and somebody good is going to be left out. So you kind of have to put them in contention.
I agree.
If that makes sense. And I'd say the same with the Blue Jays too.
Say the same with the Blue
I
Jays.
I like the Blue Jays. I don't know. I think their playoff team could be a sneaky um team to make a deep run. But again, that division's tough. Um, the whole wild card race will be tough. And someone's getting left out. Last year it was the Blue Jays. I'm sorry, it was the Mariners. Blue Jays made it, didn't do anything, but they were there. But I don't know. Yeah,
Royce
and you
Lewis
just gotta. What's up?
said then Royce Lewis happened once the Blue
Yes,
Jays.
Royce Lewis happened.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I feel like you got to put them in playoff contention.
Yeah, I'm pretty neutral with them. I don't think they got much better, but I don't think they got a whole lot worse this offseason. And I mean, like we said, they made the playoffs last year, so I'm about as neutral as I can get on a team. I don't like or dislike them.
And finally, we got the Washington Nationals. Which of these three would you put the Nationals in?
I could see bad but fun.
Yeah, it might be recency bias. I like bad but fun as well. Jesse Winker is
Jesse Winters,
shout out to him, but he looks like the caliber MLB caliber hitter again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean he still will never get the power back because of his spine surgery or whatever. Because you remember with the Reds, like he was always tilt, like he had the good tilt to lift and whatever. Like he simply like can't do that anymore. But his pitch recognition and his plate discipline is still just as good as it ever was. So he'll get on base and he'll hit the ball, but not too much, at least home run power. But good for him.
Yeah.
CJ
I,
Abrams has been really good too, by the way.
I actually like their lineup probably more than other people. It's a pretty fun lineup. And
Shout out Joey Gallo.
yeah, oh my goodness, yeah. Him and Trey Lipscomb. But I like Kiebert. I like Abrams. Eddie Rosario is fun. Lane Thomas is fun. I don't know if they'll get James Wood or Dylan Cruz this year. Me personally, I wouldn't really push it unless, especially if Wood forces your hand. I don't think we'll see Cruz this year. That's just me. Um, but I mean, they're not anything higher than bad but fun until they get quality pitching.
Yep. And that is our list, is the ZVJ podcast list. Let us know in a comment whether you agree, disagree, what teams you would switch, what teams you might put in different categories. So for our last segment, we're going to do one big thing. So once again, you can shout out anybody, anything that you'd like. I'll go first, and I will shout out the 8,000 views that we've gotten on this channel. It's pretty awesome to see that people are enjoying the stuff that we're putting out, and we can't wait to make more stuff. And also want to give a shout out to any person from Cincinnati Country Day watching this. Go Nighthawks.
Oh yeah, I will just say follow our Instagram, follow the TikTok, and subscribe on the YouTube channel. I don't know if there's a player that I really want to shout out this week. I mean, I kind of already gave props to Ben Rortvet and Jose Caballero, so those guys can take the props for this week.
No, yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Hope you come back and keep watching. But no, I don't know. I know I mentioned him too, but I love watching my guy Mason Miller pitch, and anytime he comes out and throws darts in an outing, like I'm gonna shout him out. Like he legitimately could be the best closer in baseball. Like, not I don't know right now, but like that's how good he is stuff wise, and didn't really work out as a starter, I guess, but I mean, my God, is he like pure dominance? I'll shout out Mason Miller, but yeah.
Sounds good. That's all for tonight. Thank you for watching, listening on Spotify, and hope to see you again.